Hi! So we're back in Canada, the land of the ice and snow. I was challenged for push-up February, and as you can see, I'm not one to do push-ups very lightly, so I'll try to do the light version as seen on park benches and the likes. Of course, this will depend on the weather, but most park benches will resist the rain and the snow, probably better than I do. This is organized by the CMHA, the Canadian Mental Health Organization. And from their website, it says, take on 2,000 push-ups from February 5 to 27. Don't worry, you don't have to be a push-up pro. Try sit-ups, squats, anything goes. I'll go with the light push-ups. But before we start with the real push-ups, we'll have some warming up to do. This time, I'll be again dipping in the Tai Chi movements, as they are gentle and allow me to warm up and stretch my muscles before using them. That is pretty important. And even if I'm going to do this in the cold, it's probably still better than doing nothing at all. Here we go. The first one we are going to do is wall pushes. Now, this looks like a watered down version of push-ups, which is kind of true, but it works just as well. Now you have the easy version, that is hands to the wall and make yourself about 10 degrees and then slightly push up. This is nice for beginners. It's very gentle. And you do this 12 times. And once you're done with the 12 times, you're going to repeat the 12 times 4 times more. A total of 5 times. As you can see, my hands sometimes even lose the wall. That is how light it is. But it starts to give you an idea of what the movement should be. We can also do this in a more difficult version. So we step back a little bit, still make sure that we're not going to slip. If you do this in your home, make sure you're not on socks on slippery laminate, because that's not going to work very well. We can also do 40 degrees. That's about this. Now, you will start to see more resistance. You can also see that my hands are no longer leaving the wall. And 12. You repeat this 4 times, and it starts to look like a little workout. That's exactly what we want. On to the next. The next one for us is the torso twist. If you're sitting all day long, like me, your back is gonna go stiff. Not just from the cold, because inside it's not that cold, but at least from sitting. So what we can do is slowly warm this up by doing what we call the torso twist. Here we go. Slow. Place your feet a little bit apart so that you have stability. And move your torso as far to each side as you can. You can do this with your hand clasped like this, or just like a real Tai Chi master, use your hands like this, or even like this. The point is not for your hands, it's for the torso. Don't go fast. There's no use for that. It's just about the movement, and you will feel that your torso starts to loosen up little by little. The next one, here comes one that plenty of organizations say is a must, and that is the squat. You can do the squat in the military way, like this, but at first that is pretty harsh. So there is a much more fun way, and that is again from the library of the Tai Chi movements, and it is called the sitting cow. Now, I look like probably a bull, more like a sack of potatoes, but here it goes. So we breathe in. In and out. In and out. Not only will this improve your squats, this is also fairly presentable in public. Not only uses the squats in your legs, but also the shoulders. And believe me, it will warm you up. Our next exercise is heel raises. Now, for that, you stand comfortably, feet parallel, and you hold lightly some kind of support. And then the only thing you do is up on your toes, down onto the heels, and back up on your toes. Seven, 8, 9. When you do this, you will feel the muscles in your calves stiffening up. And that is exactly what you want. If you get a cramp, you stop this. But I don't think I have to tell you that. And that is enough. So don't forget to like and subscribe. For me, it's a little bit too cold here. I'm going home. I hope you will be doing your exercises nicely in the warmth of your homes. And I'll see you in the next one.